Please rise for a moment of prayer for Charlie Kirk and his family. Shh. Let's wait a minute. The House will be in order. The House will be in order. The House will be in order.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. A win is a win.
If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American. We desperately need our country. We desperately need leaders in our country. But more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be.
I'm not going to celebrate what happened to Charlie Kirk, but I'm not going to mourn him either. Charlie Kirk was a terrible person. He was a racist and a misogynist and a fascist. Charlie Kirk laughed in the face of school shootings. And before those children were even buried, every single time he would trot himself out and say, this is just the price that you pay for freedom. But here's the thing. Charlie Kirk never conceived of himself being the one that would have to pay the price for that freedom. He always thought the consequence would fall on you. Yeah, you and me. People that didn't move in his circles, people he didn't know. He never thought those consequences would find him. And when it was just you and your kids, he didn't care. And he laughed about it. He thought it was funny. And the last thing that Charlie Kirk ever said in this world was a message of hatred, talking about how trans people are more likely to perform mass shootings and therefore should lose constitutional rights. Charlie Kirk died with hate in his mouth. Charlie Kirk laughed at the misfortune of others. Charlie Kirk was a terrible human being. Did he deserve what happened to him? No, I don't think so. But did he create the atmosphere that allowed it to happen? Sure, partially. Because every word out of Charlie Kirk's mouth was hatred and dehumanization and debasement. And it was all in service of making money. And the sad thing about Charlie Kirk, maybe the saddest thing that I can think of, I'm not even sure he believed the things that he said, because he always smelled more like a grifter than a true believer to me. There was always something about him that said to me, this is just some schmuck trying to make a quick dollar. Sad.
Hello guys, and welcome back to Hosting Stories KE. Today's story is very, very crazy, very unfortunate. So yesterday at Utah University, we saw a very unfortunate scene that is currently trending all over the world. There is an online fire that is going on. So this activist, Charlie Kirk, was in public yesterday. And it is so unfortunate that he was talking about gang violence. Actually, the last words that he uttered before that incident was gang violence. This is an activist who has been advocating for the Second Amendment. He has been telling people that some deaths are unfortunately worth it, so that the government can pass the Second Amendment. It is so unfortunate. So the people of the United States, majority of them are not empathetic. They are saying we won't empathize anymore. We don't care. Actually, some are even saying a win is a win. The same man who was against immigrants, the same man who was criticizing the black community, the same man that was against everything. He was spreading hatred. And now it's his time to receive what he was giving. That's actually what the people of the United States are saying. And they're saying the fact that the country have decided to lower the flag till Sunday, it is just a slap on the face for those parents whose children have been in these violent scenes. People are not empathetic at all. And now I keep on wondering, I've gone through the comments, and let me tell you guys, the trolling that is happening online to Charlie Kirk, guys, the trolling is so unfortunate. People are saying such huge words that no man on earth deserves them. So I keep on wondering, what did this man do? What did this man do for the people of the United States to hate him this much? So in this video, I want us to look into the people's negative comments. People are saying we don't care. We don't sympathize. In fact, some of them are saying we sympathize and move on. Some are saying empathy is not our thing. Yeah. The only thing that we can sympathize is the two kids. But for that man, he really deserved what he advocated for. His last words he was talking about gang violence, and now someone just out of nowhere did what he did. Let's watch these videos together, guys, and then we'll be talking about it later. Where?
Let's just talk about the irony of his death, because right before he got shot, they were literally just talking about gun violence.
You know how many massacres there's been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
The man was a stone supporter of the Second Amendment, and unfortunately, he has fell because of the Second Amendment. It's either the shooter had a sense of humor and he waited for that topic to come up, or the universe has a sense of humor.
Man, I'm glad a black man ain't do that to Charlie Kirk, because that would have triggered a whole race war.
Counting or not counting gang violence? That's the last thing Charlie Kirk said before he was shot in the neck. One of the students had asked him if he knew how many mass shooters in America there had been in the last 10 years. His response, and potentially his last words, were, and I quote, counting or not counting gang violence.
Well, there you have it. Charlie Kirk has passed away at the age of 32. I thought he was going to make it. I really did. But now that he is gone, the only people I feel bad about is his two little girls. Everybody else I really don't have any empathy for, but his two baby girls are going to grow up without a father. And that is the only thing I care about. Now, Charlie Kirk is about to be a martyr. And if the person that did take his life is on the left side, all hell is about to break loose. So what I'm going to say, anybody that is an influencer on the left, if you got something, hold that bitch tight, okay? Watch your surroundings and keep your head on a swivel, because if you don't, we already know. That side is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and they will not think twice. And Charlie Kirk was an influencer. He was a major influencer for the right. So that's all I got.
When Americans are angry, they turn to guns. Every single time. We've been trying to tell you that for years, for over 20 years, because children have been unalived in their places of learning over and over and over again by hurt individuals. So it has happened to CEOs of the worst corporations in this country. It has happened to our president. Now it's happened to Charlie Kirk. Now it's happened to a political figure, which tells us something important about our culture. The internet and media have made it so the political space has expanded drastically. And in light of this, so have feelings about and surrounding politics. They've expanded, they've grown, and they've gotten serious to the point where people are so distraught and angered by their political emotions that they have resorted to pew-pewing people. And I can't act like I don't understand that. I can't act as though that feeling and that result is not expected when the talking points of these social media figures have led to a culture based around hating individuals who look like me. We are seeing a drastic resurgence of marginalization and dehumanization taking commonplace in America. In our social institutions, places that we're supposed to feel safe are now politicized in a way that hurts brown, black, and LGBTQ communities. What do you expect to happen? Charlie Kirk has been one of the biggest vessels in communicating this hatred. And now we're seeing a symptom of a deeper problem manifesting in the violence that was perpetuated against him. People are angry and afraid, and they don't like the direction that this country is going. And they don't know what to do about it. Blame the root problem. Blame the fascist culture that is taking over this country, that is making every other country look at us like we are crazy. Are you seeing it now? Are you understanding that something is wrong?
Holy shit.
What happened?
I just watched the video of Charlie Kirk being shot in the neck.
I don't want to watch it.
I'm talking to my camera.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, God. It's like a movie. I don't think I've ever seen something. Jesus Christ. That is a wild video. That's the only thing I can. That is a wild video right there.
Donald Trump is reporting that Charlie Kirk is dead. Unbelievable. Charlie Kirk is dead. You know, when I heard that he had been shot with somebody like with a high-powered rifle, I think it's at Utah Valley University or something like that. When I heard that, I thought, okay, is this survivable? But he was shot in the neck. Oh, this is just so horrible. Like, this is what politics in the United States has devolved to. It doesn't matter whose side you're on. You shouldn't be killing anybody anyhow. So this is just ridiculous. I can't believe this is the news that Charlie Kirk, he's a conservative speaker, podcaster, author. He's dead. Somebody, they believe, shot him from 200 yards away on the campus of the university in Utah. And they actually haven't located the shooter. They thought that they had located the shooter, but they haven't. And he has passed away, which is just horrible because I believe that he has a young family too. He's in his 30s, so he has 2 young children as well. And this was just horrific for all of the students. And they even had protesters there too. But all of the people who were there who had to see something like that. It was a large crowd of people, and he just had a little tent. And he was under there answering questions and doing interviews. And somebody came up and shot him. So we're going to have to get a little bit more information about what happened. We'll see if they have a manhunt, if they find out who the shooter is. But it seems like Charlie Kirk has passed away, and Donald Trump has just put out a statement from the government saying that he has passed away in the hospital after being shot in the neck.
Who in tarnation is Charlie Kirk to have the American flag flown at half-mast until Sunday? Folks, I tried to be nice, and I tried to come at this as civil as possible. But where was this energy just a few weeks back when children were mowed down in a Catholic school in Minnesota and parents had to run down the street barefooted to rescue their child from a madman armed with a gun? Where was that energy today when there was a man in Colorado mowing down students? Where was that energy in Donald Trump's first administration when there was a mass shooter in Florida? Where was that energy when those tragedies happened? Why wasn't the flag lowered to half-mast for those tragedies? But you will lower it for a man who, as far as I'm concerned, gave validity to the very thing that has caused his demise, saying that we must accept a degree of gun deaths in the U.S. to maintain our Second Amendment right. As far as I'm concerned, he spoke his own death into existence. This is asinine.
My loves, empathy without accountability is toxic because it blurs responsibility and it kind of rewards bad behaviors. Imagine if, and we see this all the time in the judicial system, imagine if someone commits a crime and then the judge looks at them and they kind of see themselves in that person and they're like, oh, okay, you didn't mean it, or I'm going to give you a chance. What happens to the brain of that person? That person hasn't had the chance to make amends, to really feel remorse, to go through the punishment, to understand what they've done so that they don't do it again. They've taken no accountability and they go back out and they often recommit crimes. We see it time and time and again. Empathy without accountability is toxic. Why are we being encouraged to have empathy for someone who lived their life without accountability for their actions, without showing any remorse, without changing their ways? And change is also a very imperative part of this accountability process. When you do something wrong, you sit with that feeling and it hurts, and you say to someone, I am sorry I treated you that way. You take accountability, but then you change. I hear people say all the time, saying sorry without accountability and change is just manipulation. Someone can say, I'm sorry, who cares? We need accountability, we need change. Empathy without accountability and change is toxic. And it actually contributes to the cycle of manipulation and abuse. Whew. Wow, I love my brain. It doesn't make you a bad person to have limits. It can be really difficult to have empathy for someone who really didn't have empathy for other people. Our empathy and our compassion is not supposed to be limitless. And when it is, I think that's how people get into really sort of like toxic and inappropriate situations, and it actually feels like a form of manipulation when you're supposed to have empathy for people who are horrible. So you can do two things at the same time. You can acknowledge that it was messed up and you don't wish death upon someone else, but you don't have to mourn their death either, and you certainly shouldn't be celebrating it. It feels uncomfortable, and I definitely feel uncomfortable right now, but it's okay to acknowledge that perhaps it's inappropriate for me to then overextend and have so much empathy for that person. Do I have empathy for his children? Absolutely. Did he deserve to die like that? No. And I think that's a human appropriate response.
So the man originally arrested for shooting Charlie Kirk in Utah today has been released by the authorities. Y'all got to understand something. This wasn't some regular Joe Schmo. This person knew what they were doing, and we can see this in the quick little 6 to 7 second video of Charlie Kirk, unfortunately passing away. He did die. I can't show it to you, but this is the layout. That's him in the tent, white shirt, holding the microphone. As he's holding the microphone answering questions in his left hand, he lowers the microphone and slightly turns his head. Then we see the initial bullet entry wound. Then you hear the crack of the shot. Then you see him tense up and inevitably passes away. Again, unfortunately. I didn't like the guy politically, but I don't wish death upon anybody. Now, that right there, we can get a lot of information from. Couple that with the fact that he was talking already for a good few minutes. If this was some regular guy, he would have taken the opportunity the first time it arose. But this person waited for the microphone to go down. Probably didn't take into account that they were just turning his head, because he meant to hit right here in the nasal cavity. If you're a skilled marksman and you're trained, you know that's where you go for the classic headshot. Not the top of the head with a lot of hard bone, not the side. It's not a lot of room. And if you hit the orbital bone right here, you might not kill him. But the nasal cavity, you hit this soft bone right here, then behind it, virtually nothing, giving the bullet pressure a lot of room to expand and essentially turning your head into a watermelon. Now let's listen to the crack of the shot.
Great.
That's a supersonic round. Supersonic rounds are made for a few things, but specifically long-range shooting. This person wasn't within the crowd. We can hear it clearly from the timing of the entry wound and then the crack. He's probably a good 125 yards away at least. Okay? And why supersonic rounds are so important for long-range shooting is because bullets, they get affected by gravity. They'll drop. Supersonic rounds stay straight for much longer. Again, showing that this individual knew what they were doing. That bullet is specifically made to do that. Now, as more information is released, I am going to be looking into surrounding buildings. Because again, this person wasn't within the crowd. This person was a distance away, knew what they were doing, had an objective, completed that objective, then took off. Because if this was a lunatic with a gun, they would have kept shooting people. There were hundreds of people right there. Easy targets. Fish in a barrel. They only took out one person with a very clean and efficient shot, then disappeared. I'm still going to say a prayer for Charlie and his family, obviously, but hopefully this person was only after him because this is somebody who could keep getting away with it.
So you see, people are saying they didn't like this man politically. He was spreading hate. He was a racist. Yeah? People are saying he was against everything. In fact, he was supporting gang violence. He said that some people deserved to die because it was worth it so that the Second Amendment can be passed. He said such unfortunate things that I keep on wondering, even if he said such things, did he deserve this kind of treatment? Did he deserve these kinds of comment from the people? No one on earth deserves such a thing. But I don't want to talk more about it because I don't know that man very well. I've just seen a couple of videos of him talking about immigrants, criticizing and trolling the black people, abusing the LGBTQ people, doing the so unfortunately things, spreading hatred. But I don't want to talk much about him. But the fact that the family, the wife and the kids were there to witness the unfortunate shooting of this man, it is so unfortunate. I saw when that incident happened, people were dramatized. You don't want to go and see that video. I was among the first people to see the raw video, the actual raw footage of that entering into the neck, blood oozing everywhere. It was so graphical that no one deserves to watch this, because especially the wife and the kids, that image will never ever leave their face. But who knows, maybe it's karma. Who knows, maybe it is his political standing that made him go that way. But even if you hate someone so much, was it worth it? You guys tell me what you think in the comment section, because this is now a matter that it needs an open discussion. Because I personally don't know this man very well, but according to my understanding, most of the people loved this man, but majority of the people hated him very much because of his political opinion, political standings that made difference. He is no more right now because of his political opinion. But do someone deserve such kind of treatment due to his political opinion? Some are even saying he has gone too late. He should have gone too soon. I mean, come on, guys. Tell me what is really happening. What did this man do to deserve such kind of treatment? Tell me in the comment section, because me and other people who doesn't know what this man did to deserve this, we really, really want to know, because information is power. Yeah, we want to know so that next time when we talk about it, we'll have the full information. Because right now, the internet has mixed emotions, mixed reactions. Some are breaking down, crying and mourning for such a great man. Some are even saying, no, he was not a great man. Let's call a spoon and a spade a spade. This man was spreading hatred. He was against, he was supporting these things, the things of which they have happened to him. So tell us, guys, who was this man? Tell us in the comment section who was Charles Kirk, and let's have this discussion. Please inform us, because we are in the dark. We are just seeing some articles, the things he said, the things he did, these overheated debates. But really, what really happened for him to deserve such kind of treatment? In the meantime, yesterday they arrested a suspect, but unfortunately that was not the main suspect. The main suspect, you can see on the comment section filters, the main suspect was somewhere on the roof. Now there is a manhunt to at least try and locate where that shooter went. But people in the Utah University have panicked. Even the university has closed, unfortunately. And the students there, I don't think if things will be the same to them, because I personally saw that clip, and guys, it was so traumatizing. You shouldn't even go and watch it. It is so graphic, so disturbing. But anyway, tell us what you think, guys. Tell us, what did he deserve this? But I don't believe on earth any man, due to his political standing, should deserve such kind of treatment. Tell us what you think, guys, in the comment section. Let's have a discussion. Subscribe, and I hope to see you in our next video. May his soul rest in eternal peace.